So, highlight of 2025 work-wise, I would say it was the second disability inclusive event at Wick High School, because it was a great chance to meet parents, children, other groups that were there, and it was a real eye-opener as to how we can develop what we have and what we offer. So that is something I'm really looking forward to next year as well.
Hello everyone, Rory Green here at Lochaber Archive Centre in sunny Fort William. My 2025 highlights were probably the Jacobite Festival, which we were lucky enough to be a part of again for the second year running. For this I held a Jacobite document exhibition for the public here at Lochaber Archive Centre, and this allowed people to come and see the amazing Jacobite documents that we have here, which date from the late 17th century all the way through to Culloden and its aftermath. And I was lucky enough to take this exhibition on the road, as it were, to Glenfinnan, to the National Trust Visitor Centre. And so for 2 days I held the exhibition there and got to meet all the team and got to meet lots of people, a different clientele I suppose, of people that were coming and going at the visitor centre, so that's fantastic. I've also been working this year in collaboration with Marlick Heritage Centre and the Kinlochleven Community Trust. And we've been making lots of plans for 2026 and beyond, so I'm looking forward to continuing to work with those two organisations.
Hi everyone, Merry Christmas. I'm Laura, I'm the Digital Archivist with Highland Archive Service based at Highland Archive Centre in Inverness. And 2025 has been a really exciting year for me. It's the first full year that I've worked as a qualified archivist, having graduated at the end of 2024. And over the past 12 months, one of the key tasks that I've been working on has been to preserve the born digital records of the Highland Council from the early 2000s right up to date. So it's been quite a large task, and this year we have really broken the back of it, and that's given me a real sense of achievement from 2025.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Richard Aiken. I'm Senior Conservative for Highland Archive Centre Conservation Service. And I've been asked what's been the highlight of the year for me work-wise. Well, for me, it's been completing Pliny the Elder volume. It was an external job, and it's the oldest volume in the Inverness library. It dates from 1482. Pliny himself was around up to 80 AD, and he wrote Natural History Encyclopedia. So this transcript lasted 1,400 years, and interestingly, just before it was printing in large print runs had been invented in 1455 by Gutenberg. So it's only been around for about 30 years before this book was printed. So this volume was a joy to restore, with it being one of the oldest books and lots of history behind it. Interestingly, it wasn't in that bad a condition. It did look like it was in poor condition. The original leather the adhesive had reversed itself, so it's a bit loose on the wooden boards. The wooden boards had been attacked by woodworm, and the headbands, top and tail, were loose, making the book look like the sewing had broken down. The actual sewing was in very good condition, considering the year as well and damp conditions. The sewing was pretty much intact. The front and last sections needed resewing, and I resewed the two headbands at the top and the tail. The end papers were like folios, parchment folios, which need a little bit of repair down the folds, resewn back onto the volume. The actual volume was in paper folios, paper sections, all in pretty good condition. And then I covered the volume again in full calf leather. I then pasted out the original leather using quite a dry paste. I then relayed it onto the new full leather. So trying to keep its historical integrity. And then it was handed back to the library.
A moment that sticks with me from this year was probably when a professor from a university in Seville got in touch, who was doing research into the founding of Sevilla Football Club. And as it turns out, one of the men in our collections, in the McCall collection, called Hugo McCall, was a founding member of the football club, something I didn't know. And it turns out we have lots of interesting photographs from his time in Spain and relating to the founding of the football club. So it's really exciting, something we were completely unaware of, but something that we'll certainly be celebrating from now on, and making sure lots of people know about it.
My favourite Christmas memory? Not there's just too many. Way too many. Probably one that does stick in my mind, and we're going back to probably 1982-3, was once the local dance was finished, we all used to pile in for a Christmas Eve service at the church. Yeah, regardless of how much we'd had to drink, etc. And it was always lovely. It was a lovely atmosphere.
Now, one of my absolute favourite times of year is Christmas. I love decorating the house, I love being with friends and family, I absolutely love the snow. So when I moved up to the Highlands 7 years ago, I was delighted at the increased prospect of white Christmases. But looking back to Christmas in the mid-90s is one of my fondest memories of Christmas. I come from quite a large extended family, and we'd always gathered on Christmas Day at my nan and papa's house. But over the years, as aunts and uncles moved all over the country for work, those Christmas gatherings got a little bit smaller. So on that Christmas Day, we'd had family up from down south visiting, and on the Christmas Eve, really heavy snow had started to fall, and they decided that it wasn't a good idea to start travelling back down to their home down in the south of England. So I remember my parents were doing Christmas dinner. I remember them scrambling about to get extra food and make what we had stretch. I remember them having to get extra garden tables and chairs from wherever they could so that we could welcome all our guests for Christmas dinner. And I think we ended up with about 25 people that year, so a few more than normal. But I just remember it being a very happy Christmas, full of laughter, and it was probably the last Christmas that so many of us had been together. And the snow kept falling all day, and so in the evening a bunch of cousins decided to raid the shed, found a few old sledges, raided the kitchen, found some bin bags and some kitchen trays, dinner trays, and decided to go off sledging. And we were all in our sort of early to mid-teens, and we went sledging, we had snowball fights, and we just had the best time. It was fun, it was just an absolutely fantastic end to what had already been a wonderful day. And I think it was probably the last time that I remember feeling that magic of a childhood Christmas. So that is one of my fondest memories, with so many of our family together, some of whom are no longer with us, and just having fun and laughing and just really enjoying the cold and the snow and each other's company. And it was just a really, really magical Christmas.
My favourite winter-themed record that we hold here is probably the photograph from the 1890s of a curling match between Skye and Lochaber. It's always one that people love to see when we share it on social media. It's an absolute cracker, and I think that's my favourite. Next year, as I mentioned, I hope to continue working with organisations such as Lochaber Community Trust and Malach Heritage Centre so that we can deliver sort of heritage-based events for the community, for the benefit of the community, and also just to meeting lots more folk that come through the door, and to promote and facilitate access and enjoyment of our fantastic records.